Hey there, it's Sarah. You want to tag along with me to another Home Depot excursion? This is Mission Propagation. And if you really like SCINDAPSUS, you're going to love this video. So this was a really nice epiprimnum. Very pretty, and it was a good price. I went straight to the cacti and the succulents. And I just like the variegation on this guy. And then they had tiny succulents, and I passed the Ripsalis a little bit quickly. But I went straight to these little guys. They are so cute. Look at all the textures and all the colors. And then of course they had orchids all wrapped up and some Christmas cactuses that looked a little sad because it's been a little bit cooler in the mornings here, and these ones are more exposed to the elements. But these smaller Christmas cactuses, they were $6.48, and I really like that little fuchsia center on those pink flowers. That is gorgeous. And the tiny succulents, that's a good price, $4.68. This larger succulent container for $34.98. I thought it was pretty. I like all the textures and the colors in that arrangement. Now this Home Depot has an indoor greenhouse, which I love it when I find Home Depots with the indoor greenhouse. Here's the Trebuli Moonlight, which is a SCINDAPSUS or SCINDAPSUS. I know I probably say it wrong. They had a sale on the trending tropicals, which is awesome. And then here's an exotica. I love the huge leaves on the exotica, SCINDAPSUS. And being 15 bucks, it was a nice looking plant for $15. I also like the Shangri-La pothos. I like the wilty leaves. It's just really cute. They also call it the sleeping pothos, and they do look like they're sleeping. Now, I wanted to look at this, just get a good look. I do like this black pagoda lipstick plant because I like the leaves. They have such a nice like variegation, texture, pattern, whatever you want to call it. But I've never seen one blooming. And that's one thing that one day I would like to see one that's actually blooming. This Aglaonema is just really pretty. What a great, like, no nonsense kind of plant. This leaf had a nice bounce from Costa Farms. Xanthomosa, is that how you would say it? Either way, it was a really good looking plant, nice and tall. I had to kind of scurry through the parlor palms, and they hit me in the face a little bit, but it made me feel like I was in a jungle for a second, so that was okay. If you check out this gorgeous, beautiful Dracaena that's braided, $39.98. It was really tall. It was probably a good like 4.5, 5 feet tall. And then the money trees, the dum canes, bird of paradise, Sansevieria. I'm a sucker for Sansevieria. I love them. And then ZZ plants. And then of course I have to just like go gaga over the calathea. I got one like 3 days ago. It's still alive, shocker. But just the pink in those leaves is just so beautiful. And I know some people do great with calatheas. I have not been fortunate, but I can admire them. I love the backs of these leaves of this rattlesnake calathea. And then, of course, this pink lipstick plant. I like the leaves on this one. It's been really catching my eye, and I've never bought a lipstick plant before. The variegation on that pothos. I love golden pothos. I know I keep saying it over and over again. I wanted to see if it actually said what kind of Hoya it is. It's funny, the specialty house plant tag is just hilarious to me. And when I find a tag that's not in the right spot, I like to put it where it goes so other people will know what the plant is, even though specialty house plant isn't really that helpful. So just strolling down this aisle again to the Proven Winners area. Actually, I think this wasn't the Proven Winners. This is still Costa Farms. And of course this twisted lipstick plant caught my attention. I love the texture of these leaves. Twister lipstick plant, sorry about that. I think those are red flowers. You can tell the cold has gotten to some of these pothos. They look really sad. But pothos really do have the tendency to bounce back when they look like that, so maybe they were overwatered or underwatered, I don't know. This is a huge staghorn fern. I've been seeing them in all the Home Depots that I've been to, but this one actually had 2 in the basket, and these are $20.98, I believe, so could actually separate those and mount them. There's some nice hanging baskets there. So we got water props, we got terrariums, and I'm looking for the trial collection plants, and you are going to be shocked about what I found. These are a lot of the regular ones that we've been seeing in Home Depot. The Chicoya, then this is the Adrift, which is also the Rosita. The dark edging on these leaves, oblong leaves, is really beautiful. And then this sweet and sour peperomia, so cute. The variegation, and then the slightly pink stem on the new growth is really nice. And then there's some more peperomia, some Photonia, pink Photonia, and then green Photonia, but this caught my attention. And if you like Scindapsus, you are going to want to keep watching, because this is one of the trial collections. It's a Scindapsus NR, I think it says 17. Or is it 15? 14. See, I wasn't even right. The Scindapsus NR 14. So it's really nice because the variegation is like kind of linear. There's like more lines than speckles. And I'm going to compare it to some other Scindapsus if you just hold on and keep watching. But the other proven winners, there's some succulents. There's the water props. That Monstera addisonii is nice. And then I caught sight of a peperomia that had an inflorescence, and I said I want to show it to you. Kind of looks like a lot of anthuriums have an inflorescence like that. Sorry, it's kind of bouncy. This spice is nice peperomia. The leaves are nice and brown, and then it had a little flower on it. Very cute, right? Let me put that back. Look at that Dracaena. And then there was another, so this is another Leaf Joy little Sage and Cream Scindapsus, and I want to compare this one and the markings of it to the other plant that I just got, that Scindapsus NR 14. Can you see that it's more linear than speckled? And they both had like the silver edging, but the markings were very different. So I am on a mission to compare it with the Exotica. So I'm going to carry them around for a little while. And the rubber leaves, the ficus, those are really pretty. The Monstera, look at this bounce. Nice. You can see the white peace lilies. One plant that I do adore for first timers is the ZZ plants. The leaves are so glossy. And of course they gotta be, like the easy plant has to be next to the Calathea, which is a hard plant. I'm always drawn to the Prince of Orange philodendron. If you've been following my channel, yeah, I love that plant. I have one and it's a good size. I love to talk about that plant. Okay, so I am on a mission to show you what these Scindapsuses look like together. So this is the Exotica. And it didn't say like what type. It just says trending tropicals. Oh, Mount Solek maybe? It's not as speckled as the Exotica that I have. It's a little bit more muted, but the Sage and Cream, and then we'll compare it with the Exotica. So you can see side by side the leaf comparison. It's different, right? Very different, like a much darker green compared to like a lighter green. And now I want to compare the SCINDAPSUS NR14 with the Exotica and the Sage and Cream. So you can see the difference. And it is very striking. You can see that it's more linear. That's how I would describe the markings of the NR14. And it is a lighter green than the Exotica. Pretty cool, huh? So if you love SCINDAPSUS, you want to head over to Home Depot and check out that trial collection. Look at those ZZ plants. They are so beautiful. They almost look like they're faux plants, but they're not. I water mine once a month and they're just gorgeous. So this is a Dieffenbachia. I always say that wrong. Dieffenbachia. I probably said that wrong. Apologies. I love seeing these huge in botanical gardens. They are so gorgeous. They get pretty large. We get money trees. We got some Brazil. Little, look at that variegation. It's like four different colors of green. And these are just all the little plants. They had some beautiful, this is an ivy, but the leaves are really large. It almost had like a grapevine look to it. And it's called a tree ivy. I know it's just a regular plant, but common plants are gorgeous, guys. Look at the colors on this begonia. It didn't say it was a begonia, but it's a begonia. The colors are just so pretty. I love it. And there's some crotons behind there. And then this begonia is one that's caught my attention since they came out with them. Probably the beginning of the summer. They're like very sunsetty colors. So this one that's like more orange to like lime green. The variegation on this is just beautiful. And I imagine in a terrarium, they probably really do thrive. I've killed a lot of begonias at this point, but I really do like begonias. They're beautiful. I do have a few in my care, but none of the ones that you see here. If you love purple, the purple passion might be for you. Not only is it like a glowy purple, but the leaf size is nice. And as you can see, there is a lot of purpley plants. You could easily have a purple themed garden if you wanted. These newer leaves on the croton were interesting because they were solid green. But those crotons look pretty happy. And then there's the pink Photonia, some beautiful ferns. I love ferns. Ferns don't love me, but I love ferns. And then this was interesting because I'm like, is that a ficus? So it's a Ficus benjamina in a hanging basket. Would that even work? How would that work? It must. And then more pothos, more pagoda, black pagoda. And then look at this. Let's see if it says specialty houseplant. Oh, yep, jackpot, it does. This is a Bertonier. The leaves. I love it. It's one of my favorite Hoyas, and it's easy to find. Okay, 50% off all holiday Proven Winners Leaf Joy plants. So this is a pretty good deal because they have a lot of Hoyas, the little Leaf Joy Hoyas. So they would be basically the same price as the ones that don't have the pots. I do like the golden planter. There's a glass golden planter with like pine trees around the edge. And it has snow. That one is really cute. I do like that pot. And of course, the variegated Bertonier is just always a crowd pleaser. Okay, here was some more Costa Farms plants. And there was a pink illusion arrowhead that caught my attention. There's some purple waffle plants back in there, some crotons, and this pink illusion arrowhead plant. Very cute. And there's some more holiday stuff. I'm still carrying around that SCINDAPSUS NR14 with me because it's very cool. And I was looking for the trial collection. So these are all the plants that are half off. And there is a good selection there. This is an Enjoy pothos. And it is in the winter theme. It has like little snowflakes on it. It's actually a cute pot. I like it. And there were also some that were in just regular ceramic pots, and I wondered if those were actually also holiday theme, and I think they were because they had like a little fake like pine tree stuck in there. These are the string of things. You can see this is probably like a month since the string of things arrived, and they're already looking sad. And this string of things, I think it's called the gherkin something, but if you look close up, the leaves are really like just really cute little leaves, but it's a sad looking plant. Let's be honest. This is what it would look like if I had it at my house, because I would have overwatered it at this time. Yeah, it's called the gherkin. And then these water props are really cute. I like the little globe. I'm going to zoom in on them here in a second, but they had pothos and Monstera addisonii. They had some arrowhead plants. And then here's some Ahoya. I don't even know how to say it, but it's a solid green leaf. It's like oblong, but like rounded. It looks like it has like little abs, but it is a solid green. I bet that this grows really fast, because I've found that my solid green Hoya are fast growers. I'll have to do some research on this one, but it is a Hoya that I hadn't seen yet in any of the Home Depots I've visited in my local area. This is the SCINDAPSUS NR14. You can see like the linear pattern. And then here's the teacup anemone Hoya. I don't think that I had showed this on my other Home Depot videos, but the sun was coming in just right, and so you could see the beautiful markings on those leaves. And here's a close-up of that water prop. Isn't it really cute? It's a really cute little water prop. And it is $16.98. So I think that was all that was at Home Depot. Thank you for joining me on this little excursion, and enjoy all the planty things. Thank you for watching. Bye.